in the heart of mainland Southeast Asia, where ancient kingdoms rose and fell like the monsoon tides, the 16th century ushered in an era of intense rivalry. The once mighty Khmer Empire had fractured, leaving its successors to contend with a new, formidable power. The Ayutthaya, Kingdom of Siam. Their struggle for dominance wasn't just fought on the battlefield with elephants and armies, but in the silent, gilded cages of royal courts. This is the story of how a young prince of Angkor, the heir to a 1,000-year-old legacy, became a pawn in a ruthless game of international politics. It began not with a clash of swords, but with a diplomatic mission. A delegation from the Khmer court journeyed to Ayutthaya, seeking to navigate the treacherous waters of their relationship with the ascendant Siamese kingdom. Among them was a young prince, whose presence was meant to signify goodwill, but in the eyes of Ayutthaya's shrewd rulers, he represented something far more valuable: leverage. The mission ended with the prince being detained. He was not a prisoner in chains, but a guest who could never leave a political hostage. This was a calculated strategy, perfected by Ayutthaya. By holding the heir of a rival kingdom, they gained a powerful tool. The prince's life became a bargaining chip, ensuring the Khmer kingdom's compliance. Any thought of rebellion, any alliance with Ayutthaya's enemies, had to be weighed against the life of their future king. The psychological pressure on the Khmer royal family was immense. A shadow fell over the court in Angkor. Every decision was haunted by the fate of their captive son. Frantic negotiations were attempted. Secret plots were hatched by loyal nobles to rescue him. But the walls of the Ayutthayan court were as strong as any fortress. Meanwhile, the young prince was not languishing in a dungeon. He was raised within the glittering halls of the Siamese palace, a world of both luxury and subtle menace. He received a first-class education, studying strategy, literature, and statecraft alongside Ayutthayan princes. He was exposed to their culture, their religion, and their military traditions. Witnessing the might of the army that held him captive, he trained with their best warriors, learning the very tactics he might one day face or be forced to use against his own people. This was the most insidious part of Ayutthaya's plan: to reshape the mind of their hostage, to turn a Khmer prince into a Siamese sympathizer. This gilded captivity created a profound internal conflict. The prince was caught between two worlds. He remembered the temples of Angkor and the loyalty he owed to his bloodline. Yet, his daily life was in Ayutthaya. The people who were his captors were also his teachers, his companions, his entire world. Bonds were inevitably formed. He saw firsthand the stability and power of the Siamese kingdom, a stark contrast to the internal strife that often plagued the Khmer court. Was his loyalty to a homeland he barely remembered, or to the court that had raised him, educated him, and molded him into the man he was becoming? For Ayutthaya, the endgame was clear. A hostage prince could be used in several ways. If the Khmer king died, the Siamese could send their groomed candidate back to claim the throne, ensuring a friendly puppet ruler in Cambodia. This prince, indebted to them and familiar with their ways, would be far more likely to align his kingdom's interests with Ayutthaya's. He would be a king molded by foreign hands, a living symbol of Siamese dominance. Alternatively, if the prince proved too resistant, or if Khmer politics shifted unfavorably, he could be kept in Ayutthaya indefinitely, a constant threat hanging over any successor to the Khmer throne. Back in Cambodia, the years of the prince's absence caused deep political fractures. Factions arose within the nobility. Some argued for appeasement, believing that any aggression would lead to the prince's death. Others, seeing the prince as a lost cause, pushed for a more confrontational stance, arguing that Cambodia should not be paralyzed by a single captive. The question of succession became a crisis. With a rightful heir held abroad, rival claimants and ambitious nobles saw an opportunity to seize power, further weakening the kingdom from within. The story of a hostage prince isn't just about one individual. It's about the clash of civilizations. Imagine the day he finally returns to Cambodia. If Eve ever did, he would step back into a court that saw him not just as their long-lost ruler, but as a product of their greatest rival. Would they see him as a savior or a Trojan horse? He would speak their language with a foreign accent, view politics through a Siamese lens, and perhaps even question the traditions of his own people. His very presence would be a source of tension, his legitimacy constantly questioned. The long-term impact of this strategy was profound, shaping Khmer-Siamese relations for centuries. This practice of holding royal hostages fostered a deep-seated mistrust that fueled future wars and defined regional alliances. It blurred the lines between diplomacy and warfare, proving that the capture of a single mind could be as effective as conquering a city. The legacy of these events is woven into the very fabric of Southeast Asian history, a testament to a time when empires were built not only with armies, but with the strategic manipulation of loyalty, identity, and the fate of a captive prince. This silent war, fought in the corridors of power, left scars just as deep as those left by any battle. Thank you for watching. If you're fascinated by the intricate power plays of history, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories from the crossroads of empires. We'll see you next time.